Well, if you've had enough of smoking nasty cigarettes, I know a bloke from Yorkshire who will tell it like it is. He's got the best advice and you should listen when he says, don't smoke cigarettes, vape it with Les.
Howdy doody boys and girls, thank you very much indeed for joining me today. Today's video, what I'm going to be looking at is something that came in a couple of days ago. Now I had an initial quick look at it, but it flummoxed me with the menu because they are technologically getting more and more advanced, aren't they, giving you more and more details that you can change, but sometimes less is more. So anyway, the two items I'm looking at are these two. These two are effectively the same thing. We've got the Drag Mini and the Drag Normal version 2. Both of these are version 2. And these are the Refresh editions, which both come with that PMP tank that we looked at last week. I did a video on that really nice tank. It uses them pod coils. So, the difference between these two, well, there ain't a lot of difference to be fair. Actually, there ain't any difference. What we've got the same thing in a smaller form factor, right? The normal drag, that's the mini, that's the normal. The only difference between the two is that this one takes two 18650s and this one's a built-in battery. So that's why it's a little bit smaller, because they're not having to accommodate all the gap around two round batteries. So they've managed to shrink it. Same width, same thickness, everything. It's just that is literally the only difference. They've got the same upgraded gene chip in them. Both come with that tank, etc., etc. So they are effectively the same thing. So now we've got this out of the box. I'm going to show you on close up what you're going to get. Now then, you'll have to bear with me with this menu because I tend to set my stuff on one setting and it rarely changes. Do you know what I mean? Because that's my favourite setting. Once you've font it, haven't you? So this menu is now getting a little bit complicated because it's going into multiple depths. You know what I mean? A little bit too advanced, I think, for starters. I mean, this is touted as a starter kit. You know, it comes with a starter tank, and it's priced accordingly, if you like. I think this is about 45 quid. However, the menu in it is anything but starter. You know, generally speaking, people that come into us and they're just starting, they want something simple. On, off, up, down. That's it. To get them going. Many a time we've had customers in and they've been so flummoxed with the menu and they've not been able to work it and it's burning on them and they don't know how to change it and stuff. And it puts them off. It puts them off vaping. Oh no, don't try that because it's, we're on what it made me cough. It's because they don't know how to use the machine because it's that complicated. So that's what I mean is sometimes less is more. But let me have a look at this menu and I'll see if I can unpick it for you. Now you know I tend to get things wrong. So I'm going to bring it onto the close-up. That's obviously the box that I've just took it out of. Underneath this layer, what we've got is the PMP tank. So that's the tank, which I'm not going to take out because like I said, I already did this video on that tank, which is that one. So I'm going to use this one in this test, so I'm not mucking in that one, if you like. We've also got two coils. We've got a little USB and a pack of silica gel just to keep it all warm. So let's get that out of the way. You get a manual, a destruction manual. It's in 400 million languages, as you would expect. And this is the English section. Right. So I'm just going to put it out of the way for a second, but I think I might need it. So to turn this on, you click the button 5 times and you get the little VooPoo screen. Right. You've got a down, a plus and a fire button, and that is your USB charge port. That's where you stick your tank. That's a 510 fitting. Looks like it's stainless. and that's the bottom. It tells you it's got the new gene chip in it. On the back we've got drag, like it's said on every one of these, every version, and on the front we've got that lovely resin panel, and this particular colour is called coral. This is coral resin. Now personally I would have liked to have seen that on the back as well, but all of these drags are plain on the back apart from that. But if they wanted the naming, they could have countersunk into that, couldn't they? And still kept it nice. So it would have been nice. It'd be nice if you could have different panels as well. These look like they come off, but they don't, because it's obviously not a replaceable battery. So that's it, that's what that looks like. A nice feel to it. So let's have a look in this menu then. I'm going to have to try and keep my hands in picture for you. So we've got fit, and I'll tell you what it says in the book about fit. Because to be honest, put my hands in the right position, which is about there. To be honest, this is a little bit complicated. Press the power button 5 times in quick succession to turn it on and off. I've done that. Press the fire button 3 times constantly to switch between modes: smart mode, RBA mode, temperature control mode, fit mode, and custom mode. Are you watching? So this is where you change from stainless steel to titanium or nickel using this, up and down. And let's say you want that. So now we're in temperature mode for stainless steel. Back to beginning. Right, so that's that bit. Press the plus and minus button simultaneously to enter the function menu interface. So that's the temperature bit. So here we go. Stainless steel. It's telling us, I think that's the coefficient ratio. Wattage. Resistance. Back. How do you get out of that then? Fire. Yeah. Well, let me turn this to you. I'll press the fire button and the minus button to change this, to flip it. Do that. Like that, so it's upside down, depending if you're left-handed or right-handed. So that's okay. And then it gets complicated. 5 operating modes, it says. Smart mode, RBA mode, TC mode, fit mode, and custom mode. Operations, smart mode. In smart, the PNP coil is used, which can identify the best power and prevent the coil from burning due to high power. So I think that what that means is you put a PNP coil on and it will set itself automatically to the best wattage. We can try that, because I just happen to have a PNP tanky with juice in it. Now on my screen I didn't see one that said smart. Did you see one that said smart? Fit M1 68 watts. I wonder if that's where it was, just set itself. I wonder if that's it. Let's try that. Nope. There's nothing. So I can't show you that because I have no idea what that means. RBA mode. It certainly didn't come with RBA mode on the screen. TC mode. TC, that's set stainless, so we'll set yes, so that's now that. Well, we work that out, you can turn it up and down like this, it's fairly straightforward, isn't it, if you're in temperature. Fit mode, default mode. There are two options available and press the plus and minus to select. Custom mode, fit mode it says. Press the plus or minus to select. Fit mode, plus, minus. All it's doing is changing. I don't know what it's actually doing. Nothing. Well, like I said, it's too complicated for me, is this? I'm going to turn that down to what I know it should be. I'm just going to keep it on that. And this is what I'm saying to you. Generally speaking, you stick it on wattage mode because it works. And you stick with that, don't you? So I'm not going to show you any more of that because it's far too complicated for me. You draw your own conclusions for that, but for me that is just way too complicated for a beginner. I know I'm not a beginner, but neither am I a professor in, you know, electronics and stuff. I can only just manage remote at home for telly. So this is getting a little bit out of hand with the menus and stuff, isn't it? On, off, up, down, end off. That's all you want. Let's have a pull anyway. I mean, I'm not going to complain about the device, it does what it does. If it's set on wattage mode, I'm going to chuck it up a little bit to, I think it was 65 I like this at, didn't I? That might have been that actually. Try it at 55. I mean, what I'm actually showing you there is the quality of that tank. The tank is superb, but I did a video on that separately. The box mod itself, you know, the thing itself, can't fault it. It's a nice, square, nicely designed little brick. It is what it is, it's solid, it's well made. The trouble I have is the menu. There's just too much of it for me. Do you know, if it had a setting on it that said beginner mode and advanced mode, so that you could set it to beginner mode and the only thing on that screen was on, off, up, down, because that's really a beginner, isn't it? If it had that option to turn that menu off, that might be better, you know, from the customer's point of view. If you know how to use these things and you're into all this messing and stuff, well, it's not going to be a problem for you. But if you're a beginner, I think it probably is. Especially if you're one of the older generation, because the older generation are the ones that's really wanting to start now. We see a lot of older ones just starting. They're the people that have a lot of trouble with the remotes and stuff at home, don't they? So how do you think they're going to work that out? Do you know what I mean? It's going to end up getting set once at the shop and it'll never get changed off that setting because basically they're not going to be able to work it. Which is not a good thing, but I don't suppose it's a bad thing either, really, is it? As long as it stops them smoking. So, anyway, let's give it a pull. Tank is superb. Like I said, I can't knock it in terms of what it is. Do you know what I mean? I'm not knocking it in terms of what it is. It's not. This is not a negative kind of reviewer either, because it's certainly not. What I'm saying is it's too complicated for me. That's really what it is, and that'll be the same. Obviously, it's the same shit, and that's what I say. Sometimes less is more. You know. I mean, this is bad enough. This is bad enough. This is me paranormal. And they're all effectively going down the same way, aren't they? You know, people that's only been vaping for 6 months or so, they're not going to be interested in the temperature coefficient of stuff, are they? They just want to know if does it taste nice or not, does it vape nice or not. So, although the machine itself, in terms of its menu, is advanced, it's intended, I think, not for somebody advanced, because if you were advanced, you wouldn't want that tank, would you? Do you know what I mean? You'd be ending with the higher end kind of stuff, which is what it's really tailored for. I think that's what it is. I think possibly what it is that the technology has come down in price, and so that more and more people are able to incorporate it into lower end stuff. Do you know what I mean? So something that used to be top end, like a DNA chip top end. You can now get like clones that carry DNA chips, can't you? So the technology itself, the actual materials themselves have dropped in price so that they can put them into cheaper devices, which is not necessarily a good thing, because the expensive ones were for people that really wanted them and really wanted to know how to work them. Do you know what I mean? Liam's got a mod, little box thing like this, takes billets and stuff. And the menu on that just goes on and on and on. You can turn every, it's even got a setting for barbed wire. Do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. But that's because he's into it. He's into it. So yeah, anyway, nice device, nice quality. VAPE does what it says on the tin. It'll do for most people, because most people are not going to want to go above 177 watts. You know, that's a hell of a temperature to be going up at. If you're into temperature control, which I'm going to test actually, because this tank I did the other day, which is the Freemax Maxus Pro, comes with stainless steel coils. So I can use it on that, can't I, in temperature. So let's test it in temperature mode. We can do that at least, can't we? I mean, they've been very, very popular as a drag. So this is a stainless steel coil on it, so it'll work in either wattage mode or in temperature mode. Let's see what we've got. Stainless. Temperature. I'm going to drop it down to right at 180. Turn it up. 227. Turn it up. 285. Well, it's nice and smooth in temperature mode. 285 centigrade, I've got that. So there's nothing wrong with temperature mode on that. Coming out very, very smooth. Excellent. Well, these kits are about 45 quid, I think, which is not bad, like, is it? For the little one. I'm not sure if they're the same price, but I think they might be the same price. Both the same device inside, both got the new chip with that new menu. Once you've got used to it, you know, if you persevere, once you've got used to it, I don't think you'll have an issue with it. But for me, it's too complicated to start with, which is what I've just said, really. That's about it. What can I say? It is what it is, isn't it? If you're new to my videos, you'll note that I don't do a traditional review. You know, it's basically I'm unboxing stuff. I'm not reviewing it, because I can't review it as such, because I've only just took it out of that box. And I mean, I've done a review on this because I've used it, but it's only a review in terms of how it was when I did it. Do you know what I mean? You don't know what it's going to be like in 3 weeks' time, in 6 weeks' time. Is it going to leak? Is it not? I don't know. And it's the same with all the reviews. Unless you've been using it for 6 weeks, how the hell are you going to know what it's like until it's 6 weeks? So that's why I say my reviews are not reviews as such. They are just unboxings and let's have a look at. See if we can work it out. So I try and do it like that, with the pitfalls that you might encounter, as if you're just unboxing it for first. So you've just received it, you're taking it out of the box. What's going to happen? This. So that's what this video is really about, to show you. That's the complicated part about this. The build quality is fab. I think it's got a 4,000 mAh battery in it. Don't actually sound box, but I think it's got a 4,000 mAh battery in the little one, which is going to last forever, like, isn't it? There's not much more to say about it, really. It's nice. Nice. Next! Right, well, I hope you enjoyed that little enlightenment. I certainly did. It's good to be back. Not dropped out though, have I? Yeah, dear me, what can I say? Right, well, like I said, the tank is superb because I did that other day, and it makes your juice taste really nice. The little box is superb, it's just that menu is too complicated for my liking. And for a lot of starters, I think it might be as well. Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. If not, tough. And I'll see you in the next video. As soon as I get something in that's, well, I'll tell you what, there was actually something I was going to do. Let's see if I can find it again. It's an RTA. I've just seen it on here. This is the suicide mods. What model is this? Suicide mods. Ether RTA. Looks nice. I'm going to do a video on that. And then I saw this little bag of bits. I'm going to have to show you this, because you're not going to believe it. Right. That's the bag of bits that come with it. Have you ever seen washers as small as that? That one in this corner. Look at it. Look at that one up there. There, look at that. I thought it were a hair. It's a washer. I mean, how are these fingers going to be able to put that together? Well, of course, they're not, are they? They're not, are they? We already know what would happen. So I'm not going there. I might see if Lynn will do it. Because I can't do that, that's too complicated. It's too much like that. And I won't be able to do it. I'd need tweezers to do it. Do you know what I mean? Like a bleeding surgeon at it. Give me them. One of them. Just screw it in. Next. Right, I'm going to love you and leave you, and I'll catch you in the next video. Hopefully it'll be something that I find a little bit more interesting. There ain't nothing going at the minute, but there is stuff on the way, because obviously we're just opening up again now, so it will come through, and you know, as soon as it comes through I'll do a video on it. Simple as that. I'm just basically doing videos on my days off, if you like, because that's all you can do, if you're in shop. Right, so I'm going to love you and leave you, and I shall catch you next time. You take care. Don't forget to subscribe.